Hello, my name is Rich Miller, and I'm here to introduce Team 3. Why should you select Team 3's design? Well, we either meet or exceed all the design requirements. All four instruments were constructed by hand and all are aesthetically pleasing. All four instruments fit in a 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot case. There is at least one wind, one string, and one percussion instrument. Each design is below the $15 requirement. Each instrument can produce multiple tones, and a sample track was produced that has all four instruments playing. The first instrument in the design is a violin. Slide 3 shows two pictures of the violin. Here's what the violin looks like. The neck is birch plywood. The body is a box purchased at Michael's. There are two nuts added for tension at the end of the string. The string is fishing line. The bridge is a real violin bridge. And there are two eye-hook screws at the end of the body that helps hold the string in place. Slide 4 shows a drawing of the violin. Slide 5 has the physics behind the violin, and there's only one string in the violin, so the only thing changes is the string length, and this will produce the different frequencies. Slide 6 shows how as the frequency increases, the string length decreases. So this would be an A3 note with the full string length. And then as the string length increases, as the string length decreases, the frequency increases. Slide 7 shows an updated budget materials list. Slide 8 has the different stages of the design. Some of the included the moving the bridge to the outside of the body. This helped with amplification. The neck was cut down. The neck would bend, and this would change the tension, which would change the frequency. I went from multiple strings to one string to help with string length. Removed the bow because this just proved too difficult. One of the improvements that could be made is a different string used in the fishing line. The fishing line stretches, and so it's hard to reproduce the same frequency. So the next instrument will be the xylophone, and this will be presented by Josh. Thank you.
Thanks, Richard. Hi, my name is Josh. I'll be demonstrating the xylophone. I have two designs. Design 1, tone bars made out of wrenches, frame made out of egg carton instead of wood, mallets made of solid metal pipe, all requirements met, compact in size, cost below $15. Design number 2, tone bars made out of copper pipe, frame made out of solid wood, mallet made out of chopsticks with nuts threaded on the end, wire threaded through with spacers to separate the pipes. Requirements met, below cost, and will fit in the 2 foot by 2 foot case. Here's my cost list for design 1, $12.54. Cost list for design 2, a little bit more but well worth it, $13.09. Drawing picture of design 1, the egg carton. Drawing 2, design number 2. And then I have a top view for my upgraded design. I had to add a 9.5-inch bar to the beginning and take away a 5-inch bar from the end. That way I could hit my notes. Picture of design 1. Picture of design 2. Then I have my calculations with the egg carton. Frequency much lower. I think the carton was drowning out the song. Calculations for design 2. Much more higher frequency, able to hit way more notes. A little demonstration of the egg carton. Demonstration of the upgraded design. Sounds way better, can hit way more notes. Things I've learned. I started out cutting my pipe with a hacksaw, and I was getting frayed edges and not a very straight cut. Upgraded to this pipe cutter. Was able to hit my measurements right on and have perfectly straight cut pipe. Up next will be David, presentation of the flute. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. My design was a flute. My original design, as you can see on slide 19, originally called for two pieces of PVC to be connected together with a PVC coupling. This created a much longer flute, and I also had 7 holes in that design. As you can see on slide 20, My new design calls for a much shorter piece of PVC down to 15 inches. I also only have 6 finger holes instead of 7. And I've also eliminated the coupling, which, as you can see on slide 18, drastically reduced the budget from the original design. With the new design with a shorter flute and fewer holes, as you can see, my new calculations on slide 24 now allow for a new fundamental frequency of 433.5 hertz, and it goes up to approximately 1024.5 hertz. I will now attempt to play my flute. And now on to Christine.
Thank you, David, for walking us through your flute design. My name is Christine, and I will be discussing my instrument, the washtub bass. As you can see from my preliminary design, Design 1, the bill of materials called for an actual washtub. While I used the internet to estimate my pricing, when I went to actually purchase materials, I realized that these prices were grossly understated. I also received feedback from both the professor and the students that they were concerned about the size of the instrument fitting into the required 2x2x2 box. In order to meet both the pricing and size requirements, I revamped my design and made a tabletop version of the bass. It utilizes a 5-quart paint bucket. Attached to it is a wooden dowel. The dowel is actually cut into 2 pieces, each are 18 inches long, and then it is screwed together with a dowel screw. So you're able to disassemble and quickly assemble the instrument. To play the instrument, you simply pluck the strings, and to change the different notes and produce different tones, you apply pressure to with one hand to the top string, and simply slide your fingers down the shaft. So a range of tones would sound like this. So that's it for the washtub bass, or should I say the paint bucket bass. We thank you so much for listening to our presentation. Rich, Josh, David, and I put a lot of thought into our instruments. Our goals were focused on meeting the requirements of fitting into the 2x2 box, coming into the cost of less than $15 per instrument, being able to produce the different tones, and then as a group having instruments that produced different tones as well. So not only do we have range within our individual instruments, but a range as a band as a whole. So thank you so much for listening to our presentation.